Terrified to do this presentation. Everybody balked at me, and now I'm getting into the story. All right, so I get terrified to talk about social media in groups like this because it is impossible for me to talk to everyone. Everyone's social media and who you are is completely different. So I got to try to take information and make it apply to all of you, which is very difficult. So what I'm going to do today is walk you through some of my core beliefs of what social media is. And I could sum this entire presentation up with 3 words. Share your life. That is it. That is the only thing that has ever worked for me on social media, and it's the only thing that ever works for anyone on social media. They just share their life. Your most favorite influencers that you follow are oftentimes just sharing their life. And I think it's very difficult to do these presentations because how many people are scared to do that? It's terrifying. You're like, oh, I gotta make a video talking about myself. That seems a little self-centered. Who's gonna care about me? Why am I important? The truth is, you're not. Until you are. And the only way to become important is to share your life, your experiences, and everything about you so that other humans that are scrolling on social media can connect with you. There's a lot of people that try to formulate a made-up professional person that is a professional real estate agent that they think everyone else wants to see. No one cares about the made-up professional version of you. And especially if they know you, they know that that's not the real you. So in order to get over the biggest hurdle for everyone, it's just trying to find a way to get comfortable with sharing your life. And that's something that I cannot do for you. I could sit up here and tell you that till I'm blue in the face. But it's a you thing. Everybody in here, if they want to grow a personal brand, has to be personal. So let's go through some of my core beliefs. And I want this to be interactive. If anybody has any questions or wants to interject or say anything, please, because you're probably thinking what 10 other people are, and you're just the one that says it. So can you do that for me? This is very interactive. All right. So we are not in the social media era anymore. Social media doesn't mean anything. It's just the label that was on social media platforms. That's what everybody still calls them, but it's not that. It's not where people go to socialize. It is where people go to consume content based on their own interests. So if you see a video that you're interested in and you watch it for 25 seconds, the algorithm has already bankrolled that data and it's going to serve you more of those videos. How many of your clients or potential clients are watching real estate content? Maybe some, if they're like, I think I need to buy a house soon or next week, or it's a very small radar blip on their radar of their life where they're actually consuming real estate content. They are consuming content based on their interests. So, what are yours? What are your interests? And what content can you create that's going to get in somebody's algorithm that would potentially connect with you on a human level and decide they want to work with you because you've married that content with the fact that you're a real estate agent. We'll get to that later. So one of my core beliefs is if you don't make content on your interests, you're just going to end up being QVC. You're just going to be an ad. Nobody's going to really watch or have any connection to follow that. So if you're just doing real estate content, you better be really funny or really entertaining, or your videos need to be really creative in order for it to be watchable. Otherwise, it's just a video that's easily scrolled past. Does anybody agree with me or disagree with me on that? Okay, cool. Because this is the terrifying part. I've said this so many times, and I feel like I just need to keep saying it until we get it. Full story about this. When I got into creating content for people, I started making videos on just how to create content. And some people liked it, didn't catch any steam. It wasn't until I started making content on an interest that I exploded on social media. And my business has grown because of that. Because everybody started to connect with me on a human level, the social proof rolled in, and now there's proof that what I do and what I teach has worked for me. So there's that one. Go ahead.
Social media is no longer big, right? So people are going to Facebook, Instagram to learn.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going there for entertainment. That's what I think. Or to learn for information. Yes.
They Google news or do they Google social media?
I think both. I think Google is also tied to social media. Anytime you type anything in Google, the first thing I get are reels and videos, typically tied to YouTube, which Rizzo just did a great presentation about, but also other social media content. You'll get links, you'll get forums, you'll get pages, but some of the first content that pops up is typically video content. So if you're, and what I mean by like, it's not social media is like, people don't go on social media to find friends. Yeah, they go to learn something or entertain themselves. That's, I mean, entertainment is doom scrolling. We've all done it. Go ahead. I think there might be some that do, but in this case where you guys are trying to grow your business and your influence through social media, I think the connection that happens is by accident. I don't think people go to social media to be like, let me find someone near me that's interested in my stuff. They just consume content on social media and the algorithm makes that decision for them and starts feeding them content based on everything they've watched for the last 15 years of having a social media platform. So while there might be cases where people are like, let me find somebody to connect with, I don't think that's how social media works anymore. You don't go there to find friends. Like, how many Facebook friends does everybody have? Like, between, yeah. Yeah, that was direct. You had to be online. You were in front of your computer. Okay, well, yeah, what was your question again? So Drew asked, how do we know that people don't go to social media just to connect with other people? And my response was, some might do that to connect, but for most people, social media is not that. Does anybody go to social media to like find a friend? Sometimes? Yeah.
Yesterday, I was trying to find out what we did dinner.
Yeah, so it was a vetting thing, but it's not social media in the sense that like, let's congregate here and a group of us do something together. It's not AOL Instant Messenger like John mentioned where you're like directly there. It's like you send somebody a comment, sometimes you get a response, sometimes you don't. Like, social media is just a consumer-based area now that is fully based on interest. That's why I call it interest media, because if Jason Bytoff loves to cook a lot of and he's watching that content, he's going to get more of that content. And if Jason Bytoff is looking to buy or sell a house in Mechanicsburg and one of the agents here is a really good cook and makes cooking videos, there's a high probability that person's going to end up in their algorithm. And by that, is how you create connection with people. We'll get deeper into how to marry that with your business as well later. But the core thought here is make content about your interests, who you are. Share your life is what I'm really trying to pound into everybody. So, next core belief. People work with who they know, like, and trust. No algorithm can replace human connection. Clients don't hire the agent with the best reels strategy. They hire the agent they feel like they already know. And if you share your life, you're going to be on a first name basis with with a person you've never met before because they've seen you before. I've seen it happen with Brittany. I've seen it happen with a number of people in this office that are making content. You become like a miniature celebrity to them. Even if you don't have a lot of followers, they see you and they're like, I've watched a lot of your content. I feel like I already know you. And you're like, what's your name? That happens all the time. People recognize me just when I'm out and about. They're like, oh, are you the carnivore guy? Or like, oh, I remember you from Small Town Titans, right? Ben! Like, they know who you are. Creating more content based on who you are is going to benefit you. So if you're creating content for specifically real estate, make sure you are who you are in those videos. Speak like you. Act like you. Don't do the professional version of you that doesn't exist. Professional is a word that I don't believe in. None of you are professional. You are just honest and competent. That's what I believe. Go ahead, John. John said vulnerability breeds trust. Couldn't agree with that more. You're honest. You can talk about your life. You got kids, talk about your kids. There's so much that you can teach people and give value to people just by being busy and how you live your life and what you're doing. People can benefit and connect with that. If you're a mom of 3 and you're a real estate agent, you live a busy life. And there's probably some things in your morning routine or your life that you had to adjust to be better at having time with your family and doing business, and you can share that stuff. Everything about your life is completely shareable, and I think that's the scary part when I said, who's afraid to do that? And a lot of your hands went up. Don't be afraid to do that because you will help somebody and build connection. So this couldn't be more true. This is why I titled the thing like it's a popularity contest. If I know 3 agents and I'm selling a house, I'm going to use the one I like the most. Unless I know one of the agents is my brother and he'll be really mad if I don't use it. So next core belief. Pretty much what we're already talking about. It's an election. Your goal isn't to be a real estate influencer. It is to dominate the popular vote in your community. That's the key word there. Your community, yours, is completely different than Jamie's. It's completely different than Matt's. Everybody has their own community based off what you're interested in and who you are. If you all had to join a club next week, what would the title of that club be? What club would you join? What tribe do you belong to? And then make content to speak to those people and marry it with your real estate content. This is the layout that I believe in for the amount of content you're putting out. 80% of it should be about you and your life, and 20% of it should just be like, I'm a real estate agent, work with me, here's my free thing. People will connect with you over here, and then you can give them a hard ask 20% of the time. So if you're thinking you want to do market updates or something, that's only 20% of what you create. The rest of your content is just you. And it's easy to be you and just capture it on camera. This is so difficult for me because I feel like a lot of you are just like, because most of you won't do it. Am I right? It's very difficult. But this is how you connect with people on social media. This is why I get terrified to do these presentations, because I just do the same thing all the time. My thoughts, my feelings on it pretty much aren't going to change until I get proven wrong. Go ahead, Drew. Yes. Yeah.
So, not saying that this is great, but I did an AI on my social media account, and it was funny because it basically said, like, people will barely know you're a real estate agent or team leader or whatever it is, because so much of it is just like you doing life. Is that good, bad? Like,
so Drew said she did an AI social media audit, and the AI told her that most of the content was people aren't going to know that you're a real estate agent if most of your content is about your life. There's truth to that. We're going to get to that. Because that's like one of the big things. So 80% of your content, I do believe, should be about your life. And to nudge off of what Drew's saying, part of your life is being a real estate agent. So that's why this matters so much, and why I gave the example of, like, if you're a mom of 3 and you're a busy real estate agent, your life is that. Some of the things that you do on a regular basis is because you're a real estate agent. And that is what's shareable. That's how you marry your content. Yeah.
So how do you share your life? So I'm kind of trying to do more of like my life stuff, and I'll send my friends videos, and I think, okay, maybe I'll start posting the type of stuff that I'm sending just to my friends. But how do I keep niching down in mind with that? Or is niching down not important?
So Matt's cool. What's the question in summary here is, like, Matt's like trying to share more of his life and some of the stuff that he would share with his friends, essentially. And he asked me if niching down is good or if niching too far down is bad. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, like, how do you balance that?
How do you balance that? So niching down is a good thing. A lot of people tell me, I don't want to niche down because I don't want to pigeonhole myself or make myself or make my clients think that I can't work with them because they're not in my niche. But that's not how it works. The niche is just the bullseye. It's just your tribe, who you actually make content for and who you connect with. But people will be splattered around the target, and you can say yes to all of those people. So niching down, what is your niche, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I mean, previously I just tried to make entertaining real estate content. It's like my niche for the last year. And now I'm opening up the idea of just like other things that I think are fun in my life.
Yeah. Aren't you a stand-up comedian?
I do some stand-up comedy, yeah. So
that's a part of your life. And that part of you, the funny part of you, can just be put into your real estate videos. So Matt, you can just, if you just love being a funny guy, all of your content should be directed toward being funny. Yeah. And then it's not you trying to be anything other than who you are. You're a funny person. You know how to do it. You're out there doing stand-up. You just share that part, and then treat every like listing video that you do like a stand-up comedy performance. There's people that have a lot of success doing that. And I think you'd be good at that. So that's an example of marrying who you are with the fact that you're a real estate agent. Go ahead.
Do you do the funnel thing? Like, you have the chocolate funnel? That's that training that I discussed with you. Like, reels are kind of the inbound and outbound, like on your stories. Not real stories, or the inbound and outbound. And then they said, like, you're further down the funnel, you should be like speaking to those people that are following you. Like, my niche is relocation buyer from Hershey. So I speak a lot of Hershey and what's happening in Hershey and events happening. But I put out all kinds of stuff in my stories because that's your inbound and outbound.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
It's accurate in the sense that, like, your short form social media is top funnel. Yeah. So that's where most of your views and people that engage with you are going to be. And then as you get them to DM you or comment, now it's your job to just filter them down through the funnel to get them to actually call you about real estate. That's the end goal, isn't it?
We say to sprinkle up your life in it. I'm just very afraid to screw up the algorithm.
What is your algorithm that you're afraid to screw up?
They say that when you speak, like the class that I took, like when I speak to my avatar, to my person that I'm trying to connect with over Instagram specifically, they're like moving to Hershey, relocating to Hershey, put all these things in Hershey, life, living in Hershey, things like that. If I put something in, I'd love to know. And I video me cooking, if I can through that.
I don't believe so,
Okay.
because I think that's just another way for you to connect with more people. So your business avatar is one thing. Like, you have in your head who you want your clients to be. But you don't have to, like, if somebody just says, hey, I saw your cooking video and, I'm actually looking to buy or sell, I like your stuff. Are you going to say, no, I only work with these people? Or are you going to take that client?
It was hard to niche down.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
It's hard to niche down with what you want as your like ideal client. It's easy to niche down to who you are. So if you do love to cook, that's a part of just sharing your life. And be like, hey, here's a quick 5-minute recipe. I make this a lot, and it's because I got to head out. I'm a real estate agent. So like, I'm a very busy person. This is a simple recipe, tastes delicious, feeds the whole family. Like, that's marrying your life with the fact that you're a real estate agent. The real estate agent is the biggest part of all your lives outside of your family. And a lot of the things you do and how you operate in your life is because you're a real estate agent. So mentioning that in whatever interests and making content on your interests, the real estate part of it is the commercial. But the show that people are following you for needs to be good. And if you love cooking, then cooking is something that you can make content on. And you just say, I'm a busy person, I'm a real estate agent, this is a 5-minute recipe that satisfies my whole family. That's what I would do, because that's what has worked for me. Doing things the other way, where I'm just like specifically talking to an avatar all the time, doesn't generate me a lot of views. Right. Yeah, because then your content is focused on getting leads. But if you focus on getting more eyes and more attention, the leads will naturally trickle in. And John, can I talk about something that we talked about the other day when you came and did a strategy session with me? Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. So John, I don't know how to run ads. Let's be honest. Running at meta ads is very difficult. And John opened my eyes to this when he said, when I try to run ads for leads, to get leads, somebody to fill out a form and pop into my database, he said, generally, those ads cost more money and generate very, very low quality leads, oftentimes bots. He said, I recommend doing traffic and engagement ads, which is, let me get more eyes on my content. The way that works with like your organic social media is, if you are only talking to the specific person that you want to like be your client, you're doing lead ads, which are,
It's very bad.
you're going to spend a lot of money to make the content. It's going to feel like you're not touching anybody. But if you shift and start making content that's for engagement and relating with humans, your net's going to get bigger. More eyes are going to get on your content, and then more people will know you. Maybe like you, maybe trust you, and that's the end goal. So that's why 20% is like that. Talk to your avatar, who the client is that you want to get. But most of it is this, because you want to get more traffic to your page, more eyes, more social proof, those kind of things. Yeah. So that's what I just keep saying it. I get so terrified because I'm like, don't make only real estate content, but you guys go to trainings and people are like, make real estate content. I don't believe that. Go ahead. What was your question?
So real quick, we talk about the 80% of your life. I would also say, don't just post your wins in there. The more vulnerable you are, and I'm not saying you got to put your deepest, darkest secrets on the internet. I have, and it's worked out great, but I'm not saying it's for everybody. The more vulnerable you are, the more eyes are going to be on it, and the wider the net goes. Everybody sees the smiling pictures. Everybody sees the W's. How many people are talking about the hard times, the L's,
Right.
the tough stuff that they got through. You share your testimony and watch how your social media explodes. Like I like that you said earlier, the more vulnerable you are is 100% accurate. Yep. And I've had 0 people reach out and be like, you shouldn't have put that on the internet. That's terrible of you. Why did you do that?
Yeah.
But I've had hundreds reach out and be like,
that
was amazing. I'm going through the same thing. Or my brother John's going through the same thing. The more vulnerable and real you are in your 80%, your 20% looks.
People connect with you in your vulnerable moments because social media or interest media is a highlight reel most times. If you're making content about the real hard struggles, everyone else has those real hard struggles and they will connect with you on it. You're exactly right. Madison, can I talk a little bit about something we talked about? So one of Madison's favorite people to work with is young investors like herself. Madison has a portfolio of 5 homes, and we talked about making more investment content because that's a huge part of your life. And one of the things Madison said was sometimes if I make a bad investment, I'm embarrassed and I don't necessarily want to share that. And I feel like every investor makes bad investments and they just regret something and lose a ton of money or make a bad decision. And if you're targeting investors, they're going to relate with that. Because if you're out there going perfect, swish every time, never made a bad deal, they're going to be like, bullshit. He's untrustworthy. I ain't messing with that for a second. Sharing the vulnerability and the real times in your life is going to connect.
Like when Damaris made that video when Copper was taking it, that's real world, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that comment, it's man, we've all kind of been in this situation some days.
Yep.
It's just that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And another case study, Brittany. We've been doing coaching videos where she teaches strategies and systems for how to boost your business. They do okay. People watch them. She did a video about mom guilt. Mm-hmm. She has gotten more engagement, phone calls, text messages about that video than any of the other coaching videos. Because she was being professional in all the other videos, which is still good. But in the mom guilt video, she shared a little bit of vulnerability and some real life experiences. And that's when her phone started ringing, connecting with people. And Brittany's avatar is y'all. And your avatar is whatever it is, but connect with people. That's sharing vulnerability. I'm really glad you brought that up. Yes.
One thing that I personally struggle with, and I was going to ask with the
So it's funny that you bring up the mom guilt video, because I was actually just sharing this with Drew, that sometimes I feel like I have an identity crisis because you're saying 80% you, 20% real estate for me. I guess that would be 80% being myself and 20% being a team leader. But my mom guilt video was me being authentically myself. And yet I was still wearing the team leader hat of, I want to share this to help other real estate agents who are dealing with this same struggle. So when you're talking about the 80% just being yourself and then 20% we'll just go with your career, how does that apply to people like me that are feeling that same identity struggle? And maybe it's a good thing in the sense that, as I'm saying, I'm self-discovering out loud that maybe it's just because I am myself as team leader. I don't pretend to be somebody different, but that's my personal struggle. Is sometimes I feel like, well, when am I wearing my team leader hat and when am I just myself?
Yeah. So in your situation, you have a number of different responsibilities in your work. You have to recruit and you have to coach and run this brokerage. A lot of that video content can feel a little scattered because you're like, oh, I'm this person today, and now I take this hat off and I become this person. But if you just share your life with the things that you're dealing with, the honesty of what you're doing will naturally come out. So if your goal is to make a video to recruit people, what do you guys think is the best?
And I would like to say attract talent.
attract
Thank you.
talent. To attract talent. Do you think if you're the face, are people going to be more likely to be attracted to KW because of like the systems or the training, or are they likely to get in the door and start considering KW, learn all that stuff later if they decided they connect with you and like you first?
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I love that. That's helpful. And I'm just curious. I'm sure there's other people in the room that struggle with that. So that's why I'm bringing it up, where sometimes I'm like, well, I am being me, but it's technically work related.
Yeah.
And the other thing about the mom guilt videos, I actually thought it flopped because I got no likes. I got no comments. And so I was like, oh, it's okay. Not a big deal. They don't all win. But that was the one where instead of people commenting, they were calling. They were literally picking up the phone and calling me or texting me instead. So just because maybe you're not getting the engagement you're looking for, it does not mean it's not working. So keep putting it out there, because the videos that get referenced in conversation are often the videos that I thought just got ghosted. But they are being brought up the most. So
yep. Yeah, that's another point to make there is like, a lot of you guys are working with buyers and sellers, and not all of those people want to make it super public that they are looking to buy or sell a house. They don't want their mom to know. They don't want their neighbors to know they're leaving. So it's like this quiet engagement that happens. They'll watch your video, but they wouldn't dare like it, and they wouldn't definitely comment on it. So, but it's out there, and now they've seen you.
Especially on her recruiting.
Oh, absolutely. She ain't getting no engagement on her recruiting. Yeah, talent attraction.
Sign up, I'm showing you that I want to switch work.
Yeah. Nobody's going to be like, yeah. But 90% of the time when somebody comes in and meets with Brittany, what's the first thing they say? Yep. Yep. Any other questions or comments? Case studies? Go ahead.
Saw this, but I wouldn't have posted it, but my husband posted this video of me. But people thought he let me drive his tractor, like his big blue, like expensive tractor. It's the first time I ever drove it. There was a trailer on the back and I was driving through your gate. So it was like a lot of things were happening. And my 11-year-old was with me. I get out of the tractor and I have like all this nervous energy. So I just go like tromping through the field, like jumping around. She's videoing me. I forgot the cattle are there. You're supposed to like act like that around cattle.
Yeah.
And the cattle all just like start running, right? My husband in the background goes, Kelly, what are you doing? And I'm immediately like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, like a little kid. He posted that on social media. And I didn't know how many people had seen it, but a lot of people commented.
Mm-hmm.
And just yesterday, I was sitting with a seller. We were deciding on an offer. His wife was with him. I had done a video of this seller's property. He saw it. He didn't say a thing to me about it. He immediately brought up the cow video. He spent like 5 minutes. I'm going over listing the offers. He's scrolling on his phone trying to find that video to show his wife.
Yeah.
So it's just like the entertainment factor, I guess.
The entertainment factor, and what you're speaking about right now is marketing in 2026 101. How do I say this? You improved his life by giving him the ability to show it to someone else. That is marketing 101, and that is why content does well. My carnivore videos accomplish that, and I have that in mind when I make them. I'm like, what can I make that some dude would be sitting at home and be like, oh, babe, you got to see this. Like, that is marketing 101. That's not like running ads, or that is just doing something remarkable, which is worth sharing. The share button. Yeah.
Stay in the life of Kelly.
Yeah.
It speaks to quality, and consistency.
Mhm.
Like, you can put out something like that can feel overwhelming. Like, you make a video every day, even the ones that you think are the ones you spend 10 seconds to make it didn't edit are the ones that don't.
Yeah.
And
And
if you post it 2 weeks go by, all of a sudden it catches somebody's algorithm and it goes in.
exactly.
So don't get lost in the sauce. And post it like, oh, well, think about this too. If you're like, I only have 500. If I can get a microphone to stand up for 500 people, like you do for stand up, I'm pretty happy. Well, it's like got 10,000 views. That's the price rates. If you think about that, you now have fun with people fill up questions.
Exactly. Yep.
How many people send me Diet Coke reels on the daily basis?
Yeah. See, that was a great thing. You have a connection now. That's kind of similar. Like, you know how many people send me photos of boxes of Cheez-Its? If you guys don't watch my comments, I say F Cheez-Its in like all of my videos because I'm on the carnivore diet, and every time I've failed and caved, it's been because of Cheez-Its. So like all of my videos are just like, I have a section in there where I just go Cheez-Its and I whack it. It's become a thing that got over. That's similar to your Diet Coke thing. Now it's happening to you. It's a good thing. Every time somebody has a Diet Coke, they think of Drew Richmond. That's not a bad thing to have. Yep. Yeah. And to pivot off of what you were saying, what's your name, by the way? Chris. Sorry, I forgot that. Chris was saying about like quality or quantity over quality, right? I agree with that 100% with the twist of quantity leads to quality. Everything, if you're just focused on quantity, you'll get good and your quality level will increase. Look at it this way. You wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is shoot a free throw every single day. You're going to airball at first, but you're doing it every day. Pretty soon, within a year, you're going to sink every shot. It's just how it works. You get better. You start to understand video. You start to understand content. You start to learn what did good, what did bad. You'll secretly, without even realizing, analyze yourself and just understand that. And you get better at it. Now you're doing quantity still, but all of your videos are better. Quantity. And the easiest thing to do is share your life because that's who you are. It doesn't take any work. You're honest and competent, not professional. Anything else to add? Cool. This is pretty much, we've been talking about this off and on the whole time because it's very interactive and I love it. But this is the secret sauce for you guys to be able to get more business out of it. You don't have to go out there and tell people I'm the best real estate agent because of my process and this is what I do and I am the best. You do that in your consults. You do that when people get to know you. All you have to do is talk about your life and it'll naturally be married to your business because your life is so affected by what you do every day. Everything you do is because you're a real estate agent. All you got to do is share it. It's the same thing. This whole presentation is share your life. That's it. Does anybody have any questions on or concerns about like, how can I marry who I am with my business? Does anybody have any ideas? I would encourage everybody to think about this. This is my favorite question to ask people when they come to me and they say, well, what do I make content on? What videos do I make? If you never had to worry about money ever again, what would you do with your time? That's a good indicator for what stuff you're interested in and what tribe you would belong to. Like, what would you do with your time? Sipping margaritas on the beach is the only non-acceptable answer because everybody thinks that's what they want to do. But if you just started sipping margaritas on the beach every day right now, you'd be sick of that in a week.
I'm curious about, I guess, sort of two-fold question. One is, I have like a million different hobbies. I feel like my attention is split a lot of different ways into things that I'm interested
Make videos
in.
on ADHD. I'll watch them.
Fantastic.
I have a million hobbies too, dude.
Yeah. So how do you, I guess, figure out how to narrow that down. And then the second piece is, I think the most challenging piece for me is, what does the content specifically look like? Once you're like, you know, Brittany's like, I love reading and I love books. How do you decide then what those videos should look like book reviews, or here's the book that I read last month, or here's what I'm planning on reading, or anything like that? Like, how do you decide what that content looks like once you decide, here's my niche?
I see. So what I would recommend for you is, if you have a million hobbies, sit down and ask yourself, which one is the most radical? Which one is the farthest out there? Which one is the most interesting? And then talk about that hobby. Or if you have a couple of them, make videos on those hobbies in quantity. And eventually you'll know which ones people are connecting with. And then you double down on that. And give me an example of one of your hobbies. Yeah, absolutely.
Magic the Gathering.
Magic the Gathering. Cool. Make videos explaining what Magic the Gathering is, and figure out a way to use it as an analogy for your life and what you do in real estate. Those kind of, because then anybody that is interested in Magic the Gathering, or what is that, TCGs, trading card games, anybody who's interested in that stuff is going to, you're gonna land in their algorithm. A lot of them live around here. They might need to buy or sell a house. Who do you think they're gonna call if they're watching your content about Magic the Gathering? And every time you make a video, you're just talking about Magic the Gathering, and like, you can have a line in there that somehow relates to a listing you have, or a buyer you worked with, or something to marry that hobby of yours, and just mention that you're a real estate agent. It's just like TV. None of you go to the commercials channel. You go to watch a show you like, and there's always commercials in it, and you don't mind, because that's how media is. You're just waiting for the commercial to end to get back to the show. But you subconsciously know you just saw Pepsi, and you might have Pepsi in the fridge and you might go get one. That's how content works. Every short form piece of content, you can mention or tease the fact that you're a real estate agent and you really love Magic the Gathering, but your content is for people that like TCGs. Does that make sense? Because that's how you'll grow a following. Now there's a reason for people to click follow, because they know what they're getting. If you go to Netflix, you don't just click a random show button and it shows you whatever it wants. You go to where you want to be, the show you want to watch. That's why it's interest media.
You would recommend trying a couple of different ones, seeing what like people latch onto, and then honing it.
Yep. And that's what I did. I was making content on video production, editing, all the things that are a part of my life. And I sat down and I was like, what's the craziest thing about me? I was in a rock and roll band for 13 years. That's a hobby. I love music. I could do videos on that. I did some. They did okay. I landed on I was making wine. I got really into making wine. I started making videos on that. They did okay. I'm on the carnivore diet. Started making them videos on that. Boom. That was the one. That was the hobby, the lifestyle choice that I made, that I decided to just share. And I share it as honestly and transparently as I can. And people follow me for that. Now, if I tried to make a guitar video on that channel, it would flop. And I know this because I did it. It's people are there for the reason that they're there. And you just mentioned that you're a real estate agent. And I'm going to start mentioning Red Banana Studio in my carnivore content. I just haven't yet, because I know I have a large audience, and I got to make sure I can field it if I start mentioning that. Right now, at this very moment, I'm almost there, getting there. But that's exactly what I'm going to do, because that's part of my life, and I'm just going to share it. But people are most interested in the fact that I cut up gigantic hunks of meat and cook steak with a cheeky attitude. But yeah, any other questions or things to add? What's next? Your different is your superpower. And that is a perfect segue, because his hobbies are different. but it's a superpower of his. I want to tell you guys a story about my youngest daughter, Kinsley. She's 9 years old. She got tasked with writing an essay about, I forget what it was about. Would you remember that? She wrote a story. And in her story, she wrote like a 9-year-old would. She had, like, when she said so, she was emphasizing it and put like 15 O's. So it was like, so, it was so scary. And then she would put parentheses around things to like talk about how she was feeling. Like she put like parentheses and it was like, I started sweating or I felt this. And she just had, her sentences were like a 9-year-old's. And she asked me to read it. And I read it. And I was like, Kinsley, when you hand this paper in to your teacher is going to tell you that you should not do this. But I was like, but I think you should. Because that was undeniably her style of writing. Was it MLA? No. Was it proper grammar? No. But that paper was Kinsley. And when it comes to you guys writing your captions, sending a message to somebody, talking about your life, never write it and then have AI reorganize it for you. That is taking the life out of who you are. I couldn't imagine, I love my wife's writing. I couldn't imagine her writing a journal entry and then having AI rewrite it and her be like, now it's good. It might be, but it's not what it was. So this is super important. AI is an amazing tool for everybody to use, but do not allow it to take what is you and make it something else. And I'm guilty of this too. I've written something and then had AI redo it. And I'm like, oh, I like that better. Most times you will, because it sounds like a better, like more organized person writing that, but it's not you anymore. And people are really good at sniffing that stuff out now. I can tell right away if somebody sent me an email from AI, especially if I know the person. So write your own captions. If you're going to write a book, write it in your own words. If you're going to send an email to a client that's personal, write it in your own words, because that's your brand. Otherwise, you're just putting your brand with a sepia filter, and it's no longer the actual you. Does that make sense? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just heard yesterday that captions are really important. It actually has to be like a caption, not like 3 words. I hate writing captions. You're saying don't let AI write them. How important are they?
I think they're important if you have something to say. Then make it one sentence thing. I do that all the time. Yep. If you have something to say, say it. If you made a video and the video speaks for itself, you don't necessarily need a crazy long caption. But if you have something to say it, and don't let AI say it for you. AI is going to put all kind of dashes in it. People know that's not Matt Hench's typing. I would rather read typos and a run-on sentence than a perfectly constructed caption. Because then I know for a fact it was you. Like, mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, and your different is your superpower. As soon as you take your different and put it through AI, it's no longer different. Looks like everybody else's. It might still sound like you a little bit, but it's the professional made up version of you that everybody craves for themselves, but nobody wants that from you. They just want you, especially in an AI driven world. So it should assist you. not replace you. AI is great for frameworks. It's great for helping you construct an idea and put it into reality. But if you use AI to write a script, you should replace every single word of it. Or just use bullet points. Don't use what AI is telling you to do. This is pretty much the same slide, I guess. Now we're going to get into, well, how the heck do I actually do this? The best content that you can make is the content that you can actually make. So one thing that I've noticed with a lot of agents that I've worked with is, raise your hand if you're this person, and it's okay. You need to have a plan in place first. Okay. That's normal. Everybody wants to be like, until I love the plan and I feel like I know it's going to work, I won't do a freaking thing. Let me mess with this plan for a week before I make any content. Your plan does not matter. No, stop making plans. Stop it. Yeah. I do not believe in social media plans. I don't believe that you guys need to come up with perfect pillars. I think that it's come up with some simple pillars that you can follow if that makes you feel better. But you don't have to have pillars. You don't have to have a content plan. All you got to do is make the content and put it out. It's that simple. It's so easy to overthink it because everything out there is a tool for you to put all of your content in a box. And we only post this on Wednesdays. And this goes out at Friday morning at 7 a.m. If I miss it, it's dead. Make content. When it's done, put it out. That's all you got to do.
Valuable lesson last week. I was driving and saw some cows, and I needed to film these cows in this beautiful setting for a reel. And I was like, well, I'll get back to it. I'm going to a client meeting. And I drove around for like 3 hours this weekend trying to figure out where I saw this cow. I was very upset with myself. So I just want to put it out there, like if you see something and it strikes you and you want to get it, you have to get it right at that time. You will not have the chance.
Yep. Yeah. And that's a perfect way to put it, because like if you're one of those people that's like, oh, I gotta make a video today. Hold on, I gotta shower. I gotta make sure my hair's done for this video. My pinky nail is chipping. I need to fix that first. All of that stuff is just hurdles. It's friction. It stops you from doing the content. And nobody cares how your hair looks unless it's really bad. But like nobody cares. All they want is you to show up authentically and be honest and competent. And if that cow video, problem solved if you did this. Done. Yeah. It's not about the quality of the shots. Some of that stuff matters when you start doing a lot of content and you have a huge following. Some of that stuff starts to matter, but at the end of the day, make the content and put it out. You don't need to have a month plan and be like, oh, I need to get a month out. I need to build this database of content and then schedule it perfectly, all according to plan. No. If you make 10 videos and you send them out to an editor, you edit them yourself, you got 10 videos that should be going out for the next 10 days or the next 20 days. If you want to post every other day, that's okay too. There's no rules. You guys don't have to stress over that stuff. I have gone making content. Sorry, there's a lot of hands going up. Go ahead.
So I told Brittany that I'm in
Microphone delivery.
So I think we all get into some type of content paralysis for various different reasons. My nails aren't painted. That's a thing, Ben.
I know.
Or like I don't have a plan or whatever it might be. But you just said there are no rules. And the place where I am tripped up right now and get tripped up is there are rules.
Okay.
Right?
So
2 slides ago, it was your content should be 80% you and 20% your business. That's a rule. And so I get tripped up sometimes in what I should be posting and what it is, because while there aren't rules, there are rules.
So this is a cute graphic and a percentage form that I wanted to give you guys so you can understand it's way more about this. It doesn't have to be 80-20. If you're trying to make it 80-20, you're going to think, oh, I got 10 videos, so 8 of them have to be this. Doesn't matter. It's just most of your stuff should be honest and competent sharing of your life, which is also being a real estate agent. And then 20% of the time, you can have like a real like hard ask, like work with me. I'm doing this thing. You have an event coming up. Strictly ask people to register for it. But on social media, there are no rules. As long as you're getting views and engagement, that's the outcome. However you get there, this is a vehicle to get to the location you want.
Okay.
More social media, following, however you get there.
So maybe like instead of a percentage, if you were to show a visual, it would be your life greater than symbol real estate. You should be posting more about your life than real estate, but it should still be an about.
Yes. So that would be a better graphic. Yeah. So Drew, I'm glad you brought that up, because all of these like the rules are not rules. They're very loose guidelines to help you guys understand and be able to process what I'm trying to tell you.
And the other thing about it, though, is you're not even saying only 20% real estate. You're saying 20% CTA real
20%
estate, right?
calls to action, yeah.
Because you can put the real estate in your life as long as it's for the consumer, basically showing your life and not saying, hey, work with me.
Right. If you're making real estate content that's relatable, entertaining, or helpful, or all three at the same time, that falls into this box until you say, comment this to work with me or book a call with me today. That's these things. The algorithms pick up on that. They know it's a sales video, and they purposely don't show it to everybody because it's not for everybody. If it's just general, let me make some entertaining, helpful, or relatable content, it goes out to more people because there's no call to action.
Is that like download your guide?
Yeah, that would be a call to action for sure. Yep. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, regarding like, I don't know what the exact point was, like the most recent, the last slide you were on.
Was it this one?
Yeah, I think it was the best content is the one that he actually made. So I do a lot of social media work, nothing personal. Okay? The reason being is, yeah, all the stuff that you said, all like kind of like the things that are in my head, I don't have a plan, or they don't like my hair, blah, 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 whatever. But the biggest thing is that the amount of work that goes, right? So like, how do you get over that? Like, how do you, like, for example, if I were to make a cooking video, I'm already investing hours into preparing the meal, right? Why, how do you kind of like come up with the extra half an hour just to set up cameras and just do all the work? Like, how do you put that in your mindset? The work for the surgery.
The work for it? It's funny. So this is a big problem for people, and this was a big problem for me. The work that goes into making your life into a video can feel overwhelming because you feel like you got to set up lighting and the background needs to be right and this and that, and you need to look right and sound right. All you need is a tripod, a wireless audio thing that I'm wearing right now, and lighting is optional. Screw lighting. It's only going to mess you up. Especially if you're doing like a really like high quality like YouTube video and your niche is high quality video work, then yeah, lighting matters. But if you're doing a cooking video, you set up your phone on a tripod with your mic on and you hit record. And then you cook. This is exactly how I do my cooking videos. I set my tripod up. It's over here like this. I never stop record. I record the whole process. So I just get it out. I start cutting stuff up. I look at the camera and I say something, blah, 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 blah. And then I continue what I'm doing. Maybe I'll move the camera over here just to capture a shot of me doing the next thing. and I just talk to the camera. It's show and tell. So a lot of people tend to think the hardest thing is like making it right, but the hardest thing is like not allowing that to be the obstacle. So you can set your phone up on your counter like this and just talk to people while you're making something and then show them the dish at the end. You got a video. It doesn't have to be any harder than that. My issue was this. I would go to film my video, and as something as dumb as this would stop me, my tripod would be in the basement. And I'm like, that's a whole ass flight of stairs. And I would convince myself that I didn't need to make that video because my stuff wasn't there. So now I have a cell phone tripod, 3 audio devices. One lives in my studio here. One lives on my backpack, so I always have it wherever I'm going. And one lives in my pantry where I get all of my ingredients out to cook. So it's always there. The tripods are $50. The audio devices are like $60. If it's going to, that's a very small investment to make creating content easier for you. I actually bought a cell phone dash mount so I could just go boom and record, so I didn't have to be like in the car like this. Like wherever you guys make content, put your stuff there. If you make content in 2 places, buy double. If you think you're going to be responsible enough to have it with you at all times, think again. You're not going to. I make a lot of content, and I always don't have my stuff on me in any given time. That's why I went out and got stuff to put in all the locations. So friction is the biggest thing between you guys and getting it to the finish line. The other thing is editing. If you guys don't know how to edit, can't edit quickly, your number 1 hire is an editor. That is it. No social media manager, nothing like that. You don't need like a guru to give you a content plan. Screw all that. Make content, have it edited, and post it when it's ready. That's it. Or make single shot content that you don't even have to edit outside of like trimming off the beginning and the end in Instagram or right on your cell phone. That's an option too. But getting it done is better than not doing it at all. And I have like carnivore videos that I just recently filmed. I shot 10 of them in 2 hours, and I outsource all of my editing to my team now. Before, I would film 3, and then I'd be like, I got to go edit these to get them ready. And then 70% of my production of that content was spent editing the content. Now I pay for that, and I pay my editors $12 an hour. And that's expensive because I want to have like good editors for my business. You can get them for $5. It's a very low cost thing that you can actually do. Social media manager is going to charge you $800 for a cut. Yeah. Yep. And then think of it this way. Say you do 20 of those. What's 7 times 20?
140.
140. I failed math twice in college. I'm honest, not competent in math, but competent otherwhere. So $140. 10 videos. Was that what I said? $7 an hour to edit 10 videos. $140. You think you might get 1 lead out of 10 videos? 1. How much is that lead going to make you in commission? And then do the math on how valuable that editor can be for you if it removes the hurdle of getting your content finished and getting put out. You could do 100 videos and get 1 lead, and it would more than pay for itself still, probably. So that's the thing. Editors and like outsourcing your content is scary and it feels expensive, but it's an investment in 1 lead. You're not out there selling t-shirts for $25. You're selling homes. What's an average commission? Like $5 grand? I don't know. Tell me. What? 7 grand average? Bro, how many videos can you edit with 7 grand at $5 an hour, $7 an hour? Yeah, and how many leads do you think you would get if you posted a video every day for the next 1,000 days?
A list of like, everybody's favorite editors. So, like, who do you use? You go to like to Fiverr.
I hire my own editors.
So who else is it?
Hmm?
Rizzo saying, you know,
Yeah. You can go to Fiverr, you can go to Upwork. There's a ton of places. What I do recommend is if you want to have your own in-house editor, interview 2 or 3 because because if you want to make consistent content, because that's also a friction point then though too, because if you want to make consistent content and every time you film a video you got to log into Fiverr, you got to submit a ticket, you got to wait for them to get back to you and say, hey, I'm on for this project, and then you have to communicate all the instructions, like all of that it's so much work and time. Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of them will be like, you'll send them a 30-second reel and they'll be like, this took me 3 hours.
Right.
So I am currently building a solution for you guys. I will show you that in a minute. Is there anything else that we want to do to talk about gear and friction? So buy a cheap tripod, buy an audio device, put it where you're going to film. Keep it in your car if you have to. If that's where you film, that's where you want to take photos or whatever, do it.
How's your open claw experience going?
Open claw is dead to me. I don't, what? No. For context, I was working with an AI bot that ran locally on my computer. It was called OpenClaw, and I was trying to train it to edit videos like me. Miserable failure. Deleted OpenClaw, didn't like it. Switched to Manus AI, and Manus AI is amazing.
But not owned by them.
What? They sold it? Did Metas did?
Is Manus AI owned by them?
I sure freaking thought so.
Drew, you're rocking as well.
Yeah. What got blocked? This is news to me. Hold on. What?
So meta. Yeah.
So no, AI bots cannot edit a video like a human yet. Trust me, I've tried. Because I was like, if I can have a bot do this, I can send it 87 videos and it'll be done by morning. It does not work. It will edit the video for you terribly. Like, it's awful. So there's that. But for context, Manus AI is my favorite agentic AI system that will build stuff for you. It'll connect to all your stuff. It's not Gemini. Gemini is a chat. Manus is, yes. Yes. Yeah. Gemini is, you have to copy and paste whatever and go put it somewhere. In a tool like Manus or Claude, you tell it what to do, it just goes and does it. You give it access to your stuff, you integrate your accounts for anything you have on the internet, and it'll just go there and do stuff for you. It's incredible. And I will show you an entire platform that I built for my business. That is the solution that I was talking about for you guys earlier. All of it was built by me and Manus AI in the last 2 weeks. Probably cost me about $1,000 in credits, but it's an entire platform.
With the startup, how many credits do you use to run it? Like, it's once you build a platform, then it's pretty nominal.
Yeah, it's very small to run it. You pay a very small amount of credits for the automations that are built. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, that's really hard for me.
That's why I'm here.
All right. So in a nutshell, this is about making it easy for yourself to film content. get out of your own way, put the stuff where you need it. This is a second slide about that.
I was gonna say, I don't use a tripod when I make the limited videos that I do. I have an Octobuddy and it just sticks straight to my phone case. They have ones that are mag safe if you don't want to destroy the phone case, but it makes it so that you can literally pop it anywhere, make a video. Octobuddy. Or they have other, like Casemate has ones that are mag safe. So you can add it to any case, take it off when you don't want it.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, if a cell phone tripod isn't your jam, there's a product out for you. All you got to do is have some sort of way for something to hold your phone. Or you can just.
Yep.
You can do that. Don't miss the cows. If you don't have your tripod, use a Coke bottle and then text Drew and say, I used Coke today. Shit, this is Pepsi. This is, I think, all of my slides kind of melted together in one presentation. So this is the part where I was going to tell you all the things that you can share about your life. You're just sharing your life. These are some examples. Everything's just tied to you being a real estate agent because that's a big part of who you are. Yeah, I'll send you the PDF. You can just send it right to them. All right. So now so I was scared for today for two reasons. And if you guys, how much time do I have? 20 minutes.
You got this.
All right. So all of the things that we just talked about is what I think you should do. Getting everything to feel easy for you is the problem. And I myself have that problem as a content creator. So what did I do? Started building my own custom solution for me. I went to my Manus AI and I started vibe coding an entire platform to run Red Banana's business, to keep everything organized, make me a more efficient content creator. And it worked. I've been using this for the last 2 weeks. Like since I started building it, I've been testing it. And I was like, oh, that solved a huge problem for me. What are my other problems? I'll vibe code that too. Next thing you know, 2 weeks later, I have a huge admin database that runs my entire business for me. All I do is onboard people into it. And if you guys are cool with it, I can show it to you. So my system has 4 dashboards. It has an admin dashboard, a project manager dashboard, a video editor dashboard, and a client dashboard, which is if you guys decide to use this, that's the dashboard that you will get. What it was designed originally to do was to make hiring an editor and filming your content, organizing your ideas, ultra simple. You just send it, you film your video, you send it through Red Banana Studio, my editing team edits it, sends it back to you, and you're done. From that, I've built it out to something that is actually like for real usable. It's still in beta, but I'll show you guys. I've never tested this live, so forgive me. This is a real look at it. I will open up my actual app. I got to get out of here first. So this is the client dashboard, and it'll pull all of your analytics. I think my internet's being slow right now.
You may have to pull it over to the other screen.
Oh.
Or if you were only sharing a certain screen, then you have to give that permissions. Yeah.
So this is the client dashboard. You have your home tab with your analytics of all the video content that you've been creating. You have a video ideas tab. You can submit a ticket straight to my editors. You get to view all of your tickets, all of your finished videos. You insert a brand profile that will be sent to the editor every single time you submit a ticket. So there's never any branding discrepancies anymore, and you don't have to type it all manually and share files manually. It's got a social media generator built in. It'll help you figure out your content pillars. All of AI is built into this thing left and right. And I'm currently in the verification process to become a certified social media publisher, which will allow you guys to publish or connect your social media accounts and publish everything straight from here. It's got a full training library, which I will be updating regularly. And then you can share feedback about the app if something sucks. So this is it. But I will show you guys how I designed this to work. And it works perfectly on mobile too. It's designed for mobile. This is just the computer view. So how many times have you guys had like a video idea pop into your head and then you forget what that is later? So many times. What's a video idea? Somebody give me a video idea. No? What's that? Cows and Carlisle. All right. So if you're a real estate agent and you want to do something about like the area of Carlisle and cows being a part of it. So you can just on your phone or right here. Hey, I have a video idea where I want to film something about how cool the location of Carlisle is to live. And I help people move there all the time. Some of the things that I want to capture are the beautiful scenery and the cows in the fields and just how beautiful Carlisle is. Video idea captured. Now what it's going to do is it's going to transcribe it and it's going to lay out an outline for your whole content for you. Title, Carlisle Living, Scenic Beauty, Real Value. That's just what it came up with. Content pillar, it said, all right, local community. Hook, thinking of moving, let's uncover why Carlisle might be your perfect new home. And then it gives you a script outline. And then you can just click Save to Video Ideas, boom. And then it pops right in here. And it is generating you a folder automatically. So whenever you have video that you have to upload and send to an editor, you have to like go into your Google Drive, create a folder, title it, all that's manual work. This is doing it for you. It takes like a minute or two, but that will populate right here and you'll have your folder. And then in here has all your pre-production notes with your little outline. Your whole idea is captured and you can just refer back to this, film your video, and now you have your footage. Now, down here, say you filmed the video. And once this is created, I'll show you that. Hey, I filmed the video. One of the cows like ran from me and it was super funny. I want you to add text there that says ha ha and have it pop up behind the cow. Other than that, just kind of like edit this as a 30-second reel, use some energetic music, and make sure you really emphasize the intro where I said hello. So what that's going to do now is it transcribed your editing instructions, which goes to your editor. And I built it so you can just click Organize with AI, and it'll lay it out for the editor. So all of your instructions are captured in a way that they can easily understand. So it'll do that. Boom. I'm going to soft launch it to you guys. And then, oh, all right. So here, it created the folder. If you click on this, it popped up on my computer over here. But you would just drop your files in there. How do I get that to come back?
You have to be patient.
I don't have patience.
You need to find it.
I'm in the middle of launching my app. No, I'm just kidding.
That computer does not.
What did I do? Oh, is that it?
Mm-hmm.
I must have moved this table or something.
It should There we go.
All right, there we go.
I just wanted you to be.
So then if you're using your phone, as soon as you tap this, or a Google Drive folder that's owned by Red Banana will pop up because that's the only way I can do it. And then you guys will all have editing access to it. So then you just tap the clips on your phone, you upload it straight to the drive. And even before they're finished uploading, you just come down here and click send to editor. And it pops up in here. Your Google Drive link will be automatically placed there. And you can add any additional notes or post a reference video if you want of like something you want to duplicate. And then you click submit. And this is here because I'm viewing it from my admin dashboard as a client. This won't be here. But then you hit submit to editor. Boom. View my ticket. This is what you submitted. Your editor gets this immediately. And then here is an example of like a test that I ran. So all of your communication with your editor happens right in the app. And you'll get an email notification every time something happens. And I think push notifications are active now. But then they'll just upload it here. They'll let you know. And then you can watch it and review it right in the app. Sound's not on. I just put a test video in here. We did an MTV Cribs video for the brokerage. But then if you have any revisions, you can say blah, 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 blah. Send it back to the editor. Editor will get back to you. And then as soon as you do that, the editor gets a notification that this is sent for revisions. Revisions are made. He uploads a new video. You can just approve. Thank you. Hey. You can say whatever you want in your revisions. You can say, hey, man, your edit sucks. Like, this is BS. Assign me a new editor. But then you can just download the video and it'll pop up on your phone. And it goes straight to your photos on your phone.
I have a.
You love their feedback? We got to figure out how to get the noise on.
I have a question.
Here, this is a mouse. You can use this.
Yeah, I was trying to get it to come up here.
I got you. So I'm in the verification process of that right now. That is actually pretty strict. So I'm not a verified, I can't be metrical yet, but I'm going to be. And as soon as I do that, I'm going to build an interface that I like, that is easier to use than all those external schedulers. And what's going to happen is when you get a video back and you can approve it there, there's going to be another button that just says schedule. And it's going to pop right into your scheduler. And every time you get a video back, I'll show you then, it also gives you like a caption suggestion, a hook suggestion. It'll give you, if it's a YouTube video, it'll give you a title. It'll give you all the tags, the description, all of that stuff. And then you just go boop. But it's all editable, so you can change anything and then just send it for schedule. Sorry. Go ahead.
Do you have the ability to use the same editor so they can keep like your aesthetic consistent?
Yes. So anybody that comes in will be assigned an editor.
Okay. And then
instead of like you sending 10 videos and getting 10 different editors working on it, an editor will be assigned.
And they can look at everything you have on your socials in the past and continue that aesthetic. So
yep.
The big flashy stuff is not necessarily what everybody would use. And so you can make it consistent with your brand.
Yes. So, and what's going on here?
Man, I don't know. It's not used to working for 3 hours.
Well, I'll let Brittany send you the MTV Cribs video then. All right. Shouldn't just go. All right, there we go.
Great.
So
Now
let me finish my spiel, and then I'll show you guys the video at the end. Okay. I just need to use my computer.
Yeah.
Well, let's not worry about the video then.
Well, so it'll go on those.
Okay.
Ben, you're on the.
Yeah. Just for whatever reason, it does not. We want it on that, but when I did it on Rizzo's, it popped up a code. And for whatever reason, it's not doing that on yours.
Says connected.
Or wait, sorry, do HDMI matrix. There we go.
Ah, okay. All right, we're back. We'll see if that video works then. But yeah, so back to what you were asking about, like keeping a consistent aesthetic. When you onboard, you'll get the ability to fill out this brand profile. You can have your brand kit, your logos, choose your colors, any brand photos that you have. You just link from your Google Drive. If you have 100 brand photos, choose like the fonts that you like, input what you want your brand voice to be, reference videos of content you really like, and then any additional notes. And then anytime you submit a ticket, this brand kit is attached to that ticket. So even if one of the editors like dies and we have to assign you a new editor, all of your branding information will be there at a simple click. They'll be able to see it every single time. They can't miss it when it comes into their dashboard. So yeah. Yeah. So yep, they can do that stuff.
So the question was, can this app create thumbnails and graphics? And the answer is yes.
Yes. So this is, I built my own social media image generator that lives right in the app. So you can generate images, and this is tied to a number of different tools that work together. So like Nano Banana Pro, Flux Image Generator 2, Gemini's Imagine 3, all that's in here. And if you just type something, let's just generate me an image of a steak on a cutting board in a log cabin. You can click generate image, and then you can also upload reference images. So if you have a house and a photo of you and you want a just listed photo, you just upload those images and say, make me a just listed photo. And you can tell it what you want to say on it. And it does it. And then everything is saved over here in my images. So there it is. And then here's some listing examples. I took a photo of me like hiding behind my thing, just messing with it. But like, it's a full image generator. And the cool part is everybody wants to do carousel posts. Those are hard to create and annoying. This will do it for you. You can come over to carousel posts, choose how many slides you want it to create, tell it your story, and then it will, I'll just tell a story about my listing on a farm for 2.5 million. This isn't going to be very good because I'm not giving a lot of context, but I'll show you how it works. You would just fill all this stuff out, and you can record here as well, and it'll populate everything. And then you can add photo. Where's my, oh, I can't find my, home back. I don't know if that's what I need. If you had a photo, you can drop it in there, and then it'll create you 5 slides. And what it's going to do is if you tell it a story of what you want to say, click that, it'll break it into the exact amount of slides that you wanted it to have. And it'll give you like the title of the slide, what's in the slide, and then it'll generate you what to tell the AI to create. And then if you click create 5 images, generating 5 images, it creates you this carousel post. And then you can just download that straight to your phone and upload it straight to social media. Or when I get the scheduling capability, you'll be able to just tap schedule. But this is still under construction. And this is in beta because on the back end, I can train it to work better for you guys. And that's why I have the share feedback tab here. So you guys can direct message me anything that either A, isn't working, B, you would like to see have, or C, like anything that is like an improvement on the user experience. All of your feedback will be taken into account. But then it just generates you a carousel post. And you have all this. Yep.
You are looking to have AI generate video. Other people's videos.
I don't.
Going to design direction. And stuff that I've seen on Instagram, but is that a thing or not?
So I mean, it's the Wild West because everybody knows what a stitch is. A stitch. Like, do you ever see like people that react to other people's videos? Like, it's all public use. Once it's on the internet, somebody can easily just use that content. Like, people make fun of like funny videos based on my content all the time, and you can tell it's fake, but they can use my actual videos. So as soon as I post it, anybody can make a remix using my content and then add to it. The thing that's illegal is if you took my whole video and then just like ripped it from the internet and then re-uploaded it. But even then, I ain't coming after you. I don't care. Like, it's the Wild West. Some people will be really upset. Others don't care. Proceed with caution, but I think you're good. Oh yeah. All day long. That's as soon as it goes on the internet, it's public use. Yep. So yeah, image generation is so I didn't even pick the highest quality setting here. So this is like low quality, but fast.
Just FYI on time, it is 2:00.
All right. And here's the thing that you guys can do. If you're really into the content pillars thing, you can put what you want your pillars to be. You can click generate this week's plan, and it will give you video content ideas for you to choose from or be inspired by. Training library has some test videos in it, but these are all going to be videos that I filmed for you guys with all the training, all of your billing stuff. That's the app.
Ready for everyone to do another.
So Ben is
Yeah.
going to do a monthly social media training, and then Ben and Chris are also going to either take turns or do together a monthly AI training. So every month they will be on repeat. So that way, as you implement and integrate, you can keep getting better and sharper. And,
Yep.
Stay on top of all the stuff. Do you want to play the video for the people in the room?
Yes.
Yes. Kyle, you get to tell me if it's too much. They made me uncomfortable. I always say get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Welcome to our program.
So it's streaming, so it's going to be low quality.
Welcome to our program.
I will, hold on.
There you go. Just do that thing. Just play it from that size.
Isn't it in my email though?
They don't have a lot of time.
I don't know.
We have over 200 agents, but most of them. Hey, what's going on here, man? I know, just let it roll, babe. It's okay. It's not going to be perfect for this.
Welcome to our program.
We have over 200 agents, but most of them are out selling houses right now. This is our lobby where consumers gather in front of this authentic painting from the gardens of family reunion. It was like $85,000. I mean, we have this. And our coffee is filtered with water from the Lake of Minnetonka. It's a real place.
Welcome to our common area, complete with spinny chairs, where we spin business like a DJ spins tracks. Follow us to the cafe. And you keep up. And this is our fridge, where everybody's diet gets ranked, fully stocked with high quality leftovers from our latest team meeting. And that's lunchbox. That's that at your own risk. Complete with spin drifts, also from the lake. Welcome to our plug and play space. Where else can you find bouts of chairs like this? We were going to go with a chandelier, but instead we went with a vent system, pumping air straight from the Rocky Mountains. These are cubicles for the agents that can't afford an office. No one ever uses these because no one's room. This is our state-of-the-art copying room where agents copy contracts. But honestly, a lot of people just trying to copy us. Let's head to the training room. We're hoping I won't share too much. This is our training room where the magic happens and also where we throw the occasional Super Bowl party. Don't tell my boss. This is also where the magic happens, where I've got strategies and snacks. And this is our conference room where we're making our agents work 24/7. And our agent officers are balling. They can change lot and lot of teams. Well, now I have to get back to work, so my videographer, he's going to show you the rest. That video's the match. Post it? Yeah. I always envision Dave book watching these, and I'm like, am I gonna get my notice? I don't know.
Hey, last thing, guys. If anybody here is interested, this platform is available. That I showed you is available for use. It's a 14-day free trial if you want to take advantage of it. It is $650 a month because I have to hire editors to take care of. Like, this is meant for you guys to use unlimited, as many videos as you send. We'll edit them and send them back. You can try it for 14 days. Just cancel before 14 days so you don't get charged. And then if you decide to use it, let me know what you think. I'd love to get your feedback.
Thank you.
But so it's typically, it depends on the scope of the video. If you're filming a short, 24 to 48 hours max. If you're filming a Netflix documentary, we'll edit it, but it's not going to be next day. So yeah. No, $650 a month for access to all of that stuff. And then when I get the scheduler built in,